Hello everybody, welcome to Assetto Corsa Competizione. We are at round 9 out of 10 here for the 2SRL ACC League Season 1. I am It's Triton. We are finishing up free practice here. Gonna be checking if the stream is live. Last week, or last time out, it was fairly, how do you say? I'm losing my words here. Sorry, I'm checking the thing. It was fairly smooth, but yeah, right now it is the wrong description for the stream. I'm gonna try and get that fixed. So be sure to stay tuned. Try. So right now we are finishing up free practice. Here are the track conditions. It is a bit blurry, but you can see it is a little bit of wind and 32 degrees track temperature, so it is hot. We are here in the Hungaroring, of course, and I'm gonna make sure we can see what's happening. We're just finishing up, so everyone's gonna be finishing up their laps. If you are new here, welcome, welcome. Be sure to check out the VODs and the EGL channel. There's always content to be checking out. Uh, this is not tier 1, like Cruiser. I am, or I mean, it is tier 1 ACC, but there's only one tier, but, yeah, you guys know what I mean. I don't know why it's, I think we forgot to schedule the stream, but, this is, this is not tier 1. This is not tier 1 F1, for, 2S. This is, 2S ACC. So, we're gonna be getting going here in a few seconds. For round 9, we have a graphic here that I need to show before we get going. So as the lights are green, let me make sure I have the right one here. That is not the right one. So here it is. As you can see, we have a potential finish to the championship here, because Timo Brown, one of our coordinators for the ACC actually, and our fellow commentator for 2S Tier 2 and SLR Tier 1, and Tier 2 driver in SLR as well. If Tim Novak, who I believe won the last 2 races, does not outscore Timo by 18 points, then Timo will win the championship. So as you can see here, from Nethluke, who gave us the graphic here, thank you for this. If Tim Novak finishes P1, Timo only needs P8, and if he is second, Timo only needs P13. And if Tim does not finish P2, then Timo is champion. So this is all to play for here in ACC. So as we get going here for qualifying, I apologize as well for last week. We did not have a stream, so that is because I had some family matters to attend to. So my apologies for that. At the moment, I think the stream is running fine, so that's good to see. So we'll find somebody to ride on board with here. We will go back with Mr. Bond, our S2SRL admin. So I need to go into Do Not Disturb real quick, so I do not get any of the Steam pop-ups, so my apologies. So let's talk about this track for a minute as Rene finishes his outlap. You're not going to see much passing here, I'll tell you. So try and get a good camera here. Okay, but we're going to see how this goes. So we see him backing up the field here. We see Tipsy, who was my co-commentator last time out, in his beautiful green Aston Martin. But we are going to be here with the Porsche for a hot lap of the Hungaroring here in Hungary. So coming across the start finish straight, getting a tight line, as tight a line as you can here into turn 1 now. One of the only overtaking spots on the track here, and you're going to be hitting the brakes before the 100-meter boards, I think, in the GT3 cars. try and hit this apex, drag the car through turn 1 here, a little bit on the curb on the exit, and now blast it again for the second sort of straight on this track, and that is pretty much where the overtaking opportunities end, as now we approach the very tight and twisty sector here. Hard on the brakes here and coast the car downhill into turn 3, and now a slight lift, I believe, for turn 4 in these, but getting onto the power as soon as possible. Now coming up to the one of the fastest corners on the track here, right as the curb starts. That's probably where you're going to be spotting your turn in, and there onto the curb just a bit. Do not want to overshoot that now. Onto the brakes, just chuck the car into this fast left-hand or right-hander. Onto the curb on the exit to maximize the corner exit, and now on the brakes as the curb starts for the chicane of turn 5 and turn 6. Or turn 6 and turn 7. He clouts the curb a bit there, but gets away with it. And now we approach the twisty middle sector of the Hungarian. Very technical corners here, as you kind of have to find your braking zone. There are no brake markers here, so you kind of have to figure it out from feel. As the curbs start and end is usually your indicators, as right there, turning in, running on the curb on exit to maximize it, and now coming up to another hard braking zone here. As the curb starts, hits the brakes, third gear, usually in an F1 car, but in these I'm assuming second gear. And now as you approach the bottom of that sign there, you're going to be stamping the brakes, and now just feeding the car through these final two twisty corners as he, I think, invalidates it, but he would be coming across the line there for a lap of the Hungarian, as we see Tipsy do it around the final corner. So this isn't USA either, yeah, agreed. So Tipsy here is P7. So right now Milos on pole position, Novak in P3, which is not enough for the championship. So Timo's teammate Milos Martika on pole position, he is fighting for P2 in this championship as well. So that is also a fight to watch out for. He is not able to win the championship mathematically anymore, since the gap is too big. Unfortunately, having two no scoring races back to back due to incidents, I believe last time out when we weren't unable to view it, since I had no stream, was lag, and this time out it was, or the other time out in Belgium, he was involved in a crash, lap 1 crash that was not his fault, so unfortunate. So Push also, I don't think we touched on this, Push in the in Belgium finished P1 across the line, but unfortunately received a 5-second penalty for a collision, so that was his race over, his race win taken afterwards, which you never want to see, but you gotta be fair when it comes to penalties. So Tim Novak did inherit that win, and it won on track last week out in the Nürburgring, which unfortunately I missed. We know that the Nürburgring is one of the better tracks for these cars to watch, I'm sure. I know Hungary is really, really not the most exciting, but who knows? Who knows? We can see something, maybe. Zandvoort, I know we had not really much overtaking, but Belgium was an exciting one, so let's see if we can get some excitement here. So, let's see, right on board with our pole man from Belgium here, Christian Stryker, from Twin Turbo Racing in the OP Mercedes, which I don't think is going to be very OP here, because the Mercedes has very good straight line speed, but not very, I don't think it has a good aero package. So we'll see. I think the Astons and I think it's the Ferraris are going to be the better ones here. I'm not certain, or maybe it was the Porsche. So I forget. But I'm not really familiar with some of the car specifications with these GT cars. All I know is Aston Martin is OP, but that's all you need to know for this game. Let's see. Timo, our championship protagonist, or one of our championship protagonists. Push, meanwhile, putting it on pole position. Timo is on his lap, I think. As we see him in his Aston Martin, beating his way through the final sector. I don't know if he's on a lap, but it should be potentially a lap. So, let's see, as he crosses the line here, it is going to be P1 provisional pole, so that is what he needs at this point in the championship. So all to play for here. Is pushed down to P4. Pushed down to P4. Uh, had to take the. I nearly missed that opportunity, but I took it. So we have yellows somewhere. What's happened here? Oh, they're clear now. I think somebody just parked it to go back to the pits. Let's keep on board with our other championship protagonist, Tim Novak, fighting his way through the twisty middle sector of the Hungaroring with Mr. Sam Cholmondeley behind him, who is not really. Oh, okay, he's off. So he's invalidated. I think Cholmondeley not exactly had success from some of these races. I know he was involved. He was the one who was involved in that lap 1 crash in Spa. But he does have pace, as he goes wide. I think that's probably invalid. I have no way of finding it out. Also, I forgot, I need to put up the... I found out, thanks to Mr. Tipsy Bob, the great man who is also racing here, told me how to put up the intervals. So you can see the gap is only a bit under a tenth between the top 3, and then just 1/10 between the top 4. So this is all to play for here between all of them. We know all 4 of them are very fast. Mike Tor, or what's his name? Sorry, Marius Taurus. I'm sorry. In the Ferrari, which is that's probably my favorite of the paint jobs. That is a matte black. That's pretty cool. Or a gloss matte black. I'm not sure. I'm not good with my color palettes, but that is a really nice livery. That's what I must say. And I like the look of it on the Ferrari. Me being a Ferrari fan, but. Anyways, yeah, he is P5 right now, putting in a good performance. He's kind of been quiet. I've been watching him a bit, but I do like keeping an eye on him because I know he has some fans in the chat, and I also like to tease the fans, you know, because we do have the best fans. And he's been putting in quiet but consistent performances, so this might be a breakthrough because he is looking very good P5. And his team, I think that's his teammate, Crucivar, is, yeah, no, is that? Well, I'm not certain, but in the other sister Ferrari is P6 at the moment, so the Ferraris are looking good. So Tipsy is a second down right now on the pace, but he did. To be fair, he only has like a quick practice section from what he told me, so he's doing good. He is doing good. But thank you for the information on the intervals. Anyways, see him wrestling his car through the first sector of Hungary here. So through Budapest, I believe. Yes, sorry. Budapest Hungaroring. So he chucks his car into the second sector here on the brakes. You can see at the bottom left there, you can see the driver's brake inputs. You can see how they kind of just like tap the brakes and then just like kind of lift it and then let go back and lift and go back. You can see that might be the strategy. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with these cars. I'm not really one to drive them myself. I kind of stick to basically only F1 cars in both regular Assetto Corsa and the F1 games by Codemasters. So my knowledge on the GT cars is very minimal. It's all about mechanical work, though, as I've been saying. You kind of want to just get a feeling for that, or for the car through there. It's not really about the downforce like it is in F1 or any of those cars. I think it's like LMP ones are kind of like that. I think, I'm not certain, but as right now, I think that's Christian Stryker and Nico Veldman putting themselves onto the board. So let's see, Mr. Michael Osterholm, Tipsy's teammate, is sitting P13 right now, getting ready for his lap, as Milos is also on his lap now, I think. So we'll try and find him. So Novak, Push, and oh dear, we gotta go very far, don't we? There we go. For Milos, I think he's starting his lap, so see how he does this. Yes, Christian Stryker getting out of his way, thankfully, hopefully did not impede him. We only got a few minutes left, so this is where the race is going to be, potentially, because you want to qualify high here in the Hungaroring. It is detrimental to your race. Otherwise you are not going to be able to get past unless there's some major carnage into turn 1, so we will keep an eye on this as it goes. I'm going to try and take a quick look here into the okay, so yeah, sorry for the thumbnail and everything as well. The stream is a bit outdated. or the thumbnails and stuff are outdated, but I'm gonna try and get the stream link, in fact, share it with everyone. So let's go ahead and do that. So Melos here is finishing his lap. So let's make sure we get everyone in. So Melos crosses the line here. He is unable to improve. Tim Novak, while I wasn't looking, goes P1 provisional pole, but Timo is sitting P2. That is not where he wants him if he wants to win this championship. So let's see. This is again all to play for here. Let's see. Try and go back here to the front guys. Timo is about to cross the line, finish his lap. Is he going to be able to improve? He has 1 minute left. I think this is basically it here, because they're not going to be able to get to the line unless they start their lap now, I think. So this is it right now. This is it. This is the fight for pole position here and the coveted P1 spot here in the Hungaroring. Timo is pushing it now as much as he can. Push as well is going to be pushing for it as well. Chalmandelli goes P5, Veldman as well, looking fast in the other Aston Martins. Timo as well is going to be absolutely gunning it. As I said, Tim Novak as well is right now sitting good, 2/10 up. So Timo needs over 177, yeah, or 1.7 tenths. Or I can't speak. Almost 2 tenths is what he needs. Melos needs 2.5 tenths, and Push needs 3. So Chalmandelli also might be able to fight this in that Mercedes. As ooh, okay, I don't know if that's a cut, but it might have been. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's out. So that's not pole position for Timo in the championship. So, but he is still P2, which is all he needs. So no need for any risks for him. As Melos, ooh, goes off wide and crosses the line. Is that invalid? That is not an improvement, or if it was invalid, P3, so that is his qualifying over. So right now Tim Novak is sitting pretty. Let's try and get to Push here, see what he can do. And Chalmandelli, as I think he is starting his lap now, I'm not certain. But he is gunning it as well. His teammate behind him as well, trying to see if they can push themselves up. Both of them are fairly quick, I know. So they just don't have the results to show it yet, but this might be the one, as I said. So here he comes. I think he might be slowing it down a bit, but maybe that was just the angle. So keeping an eye on Push. I can't see him, but I don't know where he is. Forgive me for scrolling through. I can't really choose who I want to do unless there is a way to do it, and I just don't know. So actually, I should go back to Chalmandelli. I think it's safe to say it's over. Tim Novak improves by just under a tenth, so he is up 3 tenths now, almost on pole position. Push does not improve, and Timo is out, so that is the top 4 pretty much there. So it's up to Chalmandelli if he wants to improve, or anyone else in the back. Let's see what's happening here. So we got 45 seconds here. I think this is, oh, no, it might not be over. Let's see what Chalmandelli can do here. He is on the lap as he crosses the line now, coming across the final corner, chucking it in, tight angle in, wide on the exit, and just floor it now with the traction control. I believe he crosses the line. Can he jump Push? He cannot, so that is it for qualifying. So there is the grid. Tim Novak 144.1 for qualifying. Timo 3 tenths down on that. Melos, Push, and Chalmandelli, Veldman, Taurus, Crucifer, Striker, and Sohail Shah finishing the top 10 now. Tipsy, Van Houding, our light cruiser, Ruzen, Biel, and Kessel, Bremen, Osterholm, Shane Power, Costa, Rene Bon, and I cannot scroll down the rest, can I? Oh, I can. There we go. See what we have. Rene Bon in P20, Coleman, Mearsman, Jack Mills, Chikeka, Costa, or Pedro Costa, and Ollie Striker in last, unfortunately. I think he was serving a ban, or quali ban potentially, but here's our grid. Try and get a better camera here as the cars are floating in midair. So, if you have not already, be sure to smash that like button right now on the stream. Like, take your finger or your mouse cursor and just, you know, like onto it. uh, so let's see. Rene says good luck in the chat. Thank you. So yeah, Karen to turn 1, guys. Yes, yes. So here, I'm gonna try and pull up a reminder here. I have 40 seconds, yeah, to do it. So here is the championship standings again for those who are tuning in. 18 points is what Tim Novak needs to outscore Timo by to keep this championship alive. So if Timo finishes P8, the championship is over. So he just needs P8 at most, or if Tim Novak does not get on to P2. So top 2 finish at least for Tim Novak. Otherwise it is all over. And it will all be to play for here. So the engines are roaring. We are getting ready here for the formation lap. So let's give some words of encouragement here for everyone. So I cannot close the chat, so you'll see my username there for the thing. So Tim Novak on pole, Timo Brown, the 2 championship contenders here on the front row. This is what we wanted as he gets going now. Timo caught slipping there a bit. Whoa, whoa! I don't know what that was. So just giving it a bit here. Karen to turn 1, guys. Let's see what we can do here. We're going to be seeing all the action here, turn 1. This is Hungary, hard to pass, so you got to make some moves now, but you cannot throw it all the way into turn 1. So let's see what these drivers are able to do here. And we are green, the lights are out, and we are go here in Hungary. Good start from both the top 2. Tim Novak getting the jump though. Milos holding P3 as much as he can. I don't know how to get rid of the thing here. Okay, pausing it there. Okay, Tim Novak into turn 1. Milos on the inside of his teammate. Milos might, Timo might let him go here, but so far all getting away cleanly. I think there might have been some stuff back there, but I think it's okay. Shane Power onto the grass a bit, but everyone getting away fairly cleanly, so no carnage like in Belgium, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on who you are. The top 4 keeping bay, so Tim Novak making his getaway. Timo is going to be all over him, though. We know he's going to want to win this in style if he wants this championship, even though right now it is safe. But we do know Timo is not a risky driver. We know he likes to just keep it clean, and that is why he has had so much success. Milos is behind him as well, though, and fighting in P2 as he goes a little bit wide there, and Push might be actually taking advantage of that. We see Cholmondelli holding 5th with Veldman behind, Sahil Shah sandwiching Veldman between him and his teammate. Kruzvar in the Ferrari getting the jump there. Torres falling a little bit behind. Van der Hutting getting a good start as well. Tipsy dropping several positions, so he might have had some contact or just made a poor getaway. But so far, nothing crazy happening yet. Osterholm, I think, has had an issue, though. He is behind and fallen off the back of the pack. Mills as well is a little bit fallen back. Let's get the gaps here now. Coleman and Rene making up Rene Vaughn making up some positions as we see some of these guys going together. I think that's Striker defending, or Ollie Striker defending, but back up front, the gaps are starting to, how do you say it? The gaps are starting to solidify themselves here. Veldman on the back of Cholmondelli. We do know Veldman has been putting in fantastic performances as of recently, so let's see what he can do in the Aston Martin. But we do know that the Aston Martin is not as fast in a straight line, I believe, as the Mercedes. But he does get a better exit now, so he might actually have a run on him. Let's see if he can make it work. So, yeah, there we go. On board here with him, but unable to make anything happen there. So Cholmondelli trying to keep up with Push, but Push is pulling that gap a bit. The top 4 seem very quick at the moment. Cholmondelli is still on that, though, so all to play for here. Everyone still just hanging on, but this is Hungary, so we know it is hard. So we see some fighting going on here. Van der Hutting on the back of the Ferrari, trying to find his way through. We know how good he is. He won in Monza, so he is wanting to replicate a good result here again. So he currently, oh, okay, so that's Sahil Shah making a bit of a mistake. Kruzvar might be on the back of him, but it is Hungary, as I said. He's not going to be able to get past here in this middle sector. So mistakes are just going to hamper everyone, I think. So, and also, I believe the Mercedes, as I said, is good in a straight line, so that's going to be good for him, as so he can defend. But Veldman right now giving Cholmondelli a very hard time, all in his mirrors, trying to find his way through in the Aston Martin. So let's see what he can do here on the brakes, guiding his way through the final sector and trying to find a way here. Right now we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 for Aston Martin. Let's see if Veldman can make it a 5th here as he comes onto the final corner. I don't think he has a great run. Actually, he might, because he is only within 3/10, but there's no DRS or anything in these cars, of course. There's a but the slipstream is not very powerful either, so you can see he's already losing time in this. So not able to do much here, but Krusvar here is trying to send it down the inside of Sahil Shah. Shaw goes a little bit wide there, gives him space, good racing room, and we might have a fight on our hands, but does get the better exit out of turn 1, and the two of them coming close to contact, but nothing in it. And now around the outside he goes. Van der Hutting might stick his nose in on the inside, but again, nothing happening it there, as this is a tight corner. These are tight corners. Oh, but he gets a very good exit there out of turn 2. So now he might have a look around the outside, but no, he backs out because that is not a particularly good overtaking spot. But they both go a little bit wide, so this is all to play for here. So good fighting going on between these drivers here. Take a look in the back here. Tipsy on the back of Shane Power, who has made up some positions, I believe. Bielan here in the Audi, the Soul Audi, I believe, fighting. Chikeka and Mills holding back a bit. Osterholm is still falling off, unfortunately, so let's see if he can catch back up to these guys. Meanwhile, in the front, Tim Novak controlling the race, but Timo in P2 is looking very good for this championship. He can be P8, remember. That's all he needs, and he is the champion. So I believe P8. Actually, I think it is, yeah. So we're approaching only 5 minutes into this race, and so far, Timo is not really doing much. He knows what he has to do. He's just kind of holding his ground. We might have some team orders for Blitzy Racing though soon. Ooh, Milos, never mind, goes wide. So push Cholmondelli getting a bad exit now, but we might have a fight for P5 to make this a 1 through 5. But look at the straight line speed that Cholmondelli has compared to Veldman. It is not enough. So Veldman, we know, is not a dangerous driver. He's not going to send that up the inside, and he's not going to really take any risks that he doesn't have to, being the clean racer he is. So he is just going to hold it here. Cholmondelli doing a very good job not cracking under the pressure right now. It is very easy to do when you're in these races, especially an endurance race like this. 40 minutes is not really the lap time, so you don't really know. You have a guess of when it's going to end, but you just kind of have to hold on for the time period. So, meanwhile, I think, did Push make a mistake? Yeah, he's fallen off the back of this a bit. He's 1.7. I don't know if he made a mistake, but he's falling back. But meanwhile, these guys here are still fighting. Krusvar does get past Shaw. I missed that, I think. He goes wide there as well, and now Van der Hutting is going to be getting passed as well. Christian Stryker having a look as well on the two of them. Sahil Shah is struggling now, so his teammate is leaving him in the dust, and so are the front 6. So 3 seconds now between that train and this one. So seems you can't pass in Hungary. I'll take a look at the chat real quick, but I'm keeping my eyes on the screen here. Christian Stryker running a bit wide here, not really being able to find a way through as expected of Hungary. Push catching back up to Milos, who made a mistake of his own potentially, because he's fallen off the back of Timo. So these two Aston Martins are going to be fighting, and these two Aston Martins are going to be fighting good for the championship. So let's see what can happen here. This is not a fight for the championship between these two, of course. Push and Milos not contenders anymore, unfortunately. Veldman does get past Cholmondelli. Cholmondelli makes a mistake. So again, I'm missing stuff. I'm sorry. I apologize for that, but Push having a look down the inside, trying to get a good run on Milos, but let's see if he's able to send it here. Not really a smart place to do it, and he knows it too, so he is going to hold the position for the moment. But yeah, Cholmondelli now, we know Veldman was much faster, so good job to Nico for getting that position. Now he can get after these Aston Martins up front in the sister teams, so let's see if his pace is as good as we see it, because we do know he is fast. P2, I believe, last weekend out in Nürburgring, and P3 in Belgium, I think. I might be wrong, but I know it was 2 podiums in a row. Let's see if he can make it a 3rd. Doing very good in the past weeks in just league racing in general. He's a good friend of mine, so I might be biased, but it is the truth. I have seen him improve drastically, so it's good to see that. But meanwhile, Sahil Shah trying to make back up that position he lost on Van der Hutting. But Krusvar has kind of gone with this, so looking very fast in that Ferrari. as I mentioned. So let's see if Sohail Shaw has the straight line speed to power it. But man, I don't know how good the McLaren is in a straight line, but we shall see. We shall see. But going through the third sector now, I'm keeping an eye on things. We have one fight here and then another fight coming up. So Veldman is catching up to them fairly quickly, but Milos runs wide again. So he is struggling through that corner, and Push is kind of just like taking advantage of it. But Veldman as well, look at that, how much time he has caught up to these guys. So he is looking rapid in that Aston Martin. So this is, again, all to play for here as he brakes late, but does catch it. But so he is able to brake much later. He seems to be under much more control of the car in there than the others. So we do know he must have the pace here. So here he comes now through the middle sector, or through the end of the first sector here as he approaches turn 3 now into turn 4. Is going to be having to send it because there is a possibility of overtaking that chicane, but it is not the best case scenario. So let's keep an eye on the back here. Costa has gotten past Tipsy, or Andre Costa, I mean, in the Lexus. So and Rene is on the back of his McLaren teammate in F1. Tipsy, is he going to send it? No, he's going to scare him offline, but kind of works. Tipsy does go a little bit wide, but I don't think it's enough. So all these strikers on the back of these two. So we got a 3-person fight here. Rene has a gap here, but that is not an overtaking position, as I said. It's possible, but not the best place to do it. So all of these guys holding off. Somebody is around, and that is Bas Kessel in the Bentley. So let's make sure he doesn't do anything dangerous there. Yeah, he's holding it there. He knows there are cars coming. So let's see, back up front now. Veldman all over the back of Push now as we approach the third sector here. So a lot to keep an eye on, actually. So Push might be struggling. We do know, I was told that tire wear is a bit of a factor here. So you can see Veldman putting in fastest lap, his fastest lap of the race. Personally, fastest lap last time out. So now this might be a good run here. Let's keep an on-board run with Nico Veldman here. But that straight line speed does not seem like it's good enough. So he might have a look to scare Push offline, but does not do anything with it. So Push holding himself. Yeah, you can see he's carrying a lot more speed through the corners. So I don't think he's running. I think he's running more front wing, or not front wing. I mean more aero in his setup. These aren't F1 cars. I keep forgetting. So oh, he's having a look down. He late on the brakes there, but catches it. So he is very racy. Is Veldman. So oh, Shaw loses the rear a bit. So Christian Stryker, he might have been letting him go. I'm not certain, but Christian Stryker up to P9 now, and Marius Torres all over the back of him now. Let's see what's happening here with this fight for P10. So already excitement than Zandvoort, I must say. Zandvoort was not much. There was not much happening. So Hill Shaw trying to have a look, but now Torres has a good run here. Is he going to defend this? But might have a look down the inside. He's not going to think anything of it smartly. Again. So switch cameras here. Van de Hutting kind of getting away, but 3 seconds up the road from Crusoe, who's on the back of Chalmandelli. 1.3 is the gap separating them, as we have the top 3 here, all wheel to wheel to wheel, or behind each other. So Timo falling off the back of Novak, who is kind of taken off, which is of course to be expected of him, because we know how fast he is, but Timo as well kind of keeping, we know how fast Timo is, but he is falling off the back of him. So let's see what's happening here. Haggard right on the back of Push. So this, let's see, but Push is going to be getting a slipstream off of him. So let's see who's going to be able to make this move. So I don't know how much power is in the Aston Martin of Feldman, but is he going to have a look? Just going to hold it, try and get a wider line maybe. Push doesn't get the best exit, but Haggard gets a decent exit. So let's see, we'll try that, the helmet cam for more realism. But see, the 2 Mercedes is a Christian Stryker and Shaw keep each other honest here, as Dan Rusman, or Ruzen, sorry, is in another Aston Martin, because we have a lot of Aston Martins on the back of Marius Torres here, who is trying to catch up to the 2 Mercedes drivers. Shane Power making up some positions here. He's on the back of Davey Bremen here in the other Lexus. Andre, Costa, Tipsy, and Rene, and then Ollie Striker all keeping themselves at bay. So a lot happening here. There's a big gaggle of cars here, so a lot can happen. One slight mistake and that is it. So keep an eye still here. Push making a mistake here, and Veldman is on the front, on the back of him. We have a look here. He's gonna have to try it on the brakes, but doesn't do anything there. Push doesn't really fall for the trick either, so he is playing this very smart. So it's all about the corner exits here of the final corner. If he can get a good run here, because it's not much with the straight line speed, but look at how much he is pushing pressure on him through these final corners in the third sector here of the Hungarian. Can he get a good run here onto the final corner finally? But that is a pretty good one. This is the closest he has been, I think. So, but actually no, he's a little bit further than I thought. So, but can he do it? The slipstream is not really going to be helping push this time. Is he going to have a look down the inside? He might have to do it here. He is not going to do it. So the gap is not there for Veldman, but he might actually try and get a good exit here out of turn 1, and now he might actually go wheel to wheel with him through turn 2. They go side by side. Veldman on the outside, push on the inside, defending this wheel to wheel. He tries to feed around the outside. That'll turn to the inside for turn 3, but does not have it. So good defense from Push to hold on to P4 in the Aston Martin against the other sister Aston Martin. But this is letting Cholmondelli and Chris Ward catch up and letting Milos get away here a bit. So great fighting so far. So this is not all just a gaggle of cars here that we are seeing. It might be hard, but it is possible to try and fight. So that is what we want to see, some clean fighting and some clean racing. As we see one right here, Mills trying to muscle his way past Coleman. Might have been some wheel banging, but it seems all fair. There's a bit of scratching on that front car, or on that car, so Coleman goes a little bit wide as well. So let's see if Ulsterholm can make up some ground there. Rene is into the pits, Bass Kessel as well. So I think they are out of the race, actually. So something happened there. So Mearsman as well, Jos Mearsman out of the race. So unfortunate for them. I did not see what happened. I might have missed that. I don't know if there was contact or anything, but let's see what's happening here. Veldman trying to make another lunge at Push, trying to find another way at him, but he is a little bit far back right now, further than he was before. Push goes a little bit wide though on that exit, maybe, I don't know. Might not have been the best exit, but ooh, that's a bit of sliding on the rear for Haggard, so not what he needs. So that's going to be a poor exit, and Push getting a good exit. So Push in the slipstream. Milos was kind of pulling them along, but not really able to do much. I mean, of course, it's not no dirty air or anything in these cars as much. So he goes wide as well. I don't know how many off tracks he's got, but I'm gonna be keeping an eye on that. If you see the logo there, you'll see a drive-through for if you get 4 off tracks, I believe, or 4 warnings. So Cholmondelli now catching up as well, driving very consistently, showing some improvement in his driving. I know he has been a bit inconsistent, as I said, but I'm giving credit where it is due. He is doing fantastically right now in P6 and catching up to Veldman. So, and we know how fast that is, that the straight line speed is in that car, so catching back up to this gaggle. So lost the position, I believe, to Veldman as they are going wheel to wheel now. Actually, Push makes a bit of a mistake. Can he get the move? But no, Veldman has to hold back. So Push coming under all sorts of pressure here from Veldman. So this is all to play for here. They are falling way off the back of Timo, but of course, this is how the champion. This is an anticlimactic way to the championship, I think. I know it's not what we want to see, a fight between these two, maybe, but it's probably better for Timo. In Timo's case, he's kind of just doing what he has to do, which is sit back. This is very much not a safe position for Tim Novak, so Timo needs to be P9 for himself to not be champion. So if he makes a mistake, then it's over, of course. But right now, he's doing what he needs to do, driving consistently. Milos is kind of holding everyone up. Might be playing the team game. I don't know. But let's see if Veldman can get another run at Push here. So here he is on the run to turn 1. Can he get a run here? He's doing 46s now, so a lot slower than his fastest time, or by a second. So having a look there, but not really doing anything. Just trying to scare him again offline, as there's wheel banging in the back here. Krusevarov trying to find his way through and muscle past Cholmondelli. Can he get a run here though onto the back, onto turn 2? I doubt it, but Veldman having a look as well. So not really able to do anything there. see if these two are going for it here. Crucifer trying to get a run on the outside, but not able to do it. So let's see if he can get a better exit, but I think you have to lift off to avoid a contact there. So Cholmondeley holding position at the moment. So a lot of action going on here, trying to keep an eye on it. As somebody's gone off there, I think Shaw or Taurus, I don't know who that was. Somebody went off. I didn't see that, but some positions were gained there for some people right now, as Bremen, Rusman, and Costa all fighting it as well for P12, 13, and 14. So I believe P15 is the point scoring finish, where the point scoring positions end. So we're doing MotoGP scoring system. So this is scraping on that car of Davy Bremen, but shouldn't be enough to do too much damage. So right now, Van Hudding running a race of his own. Christian Stryker slowly but surely catching him. See what he is able to do. Crucifer still putting pressure onto Cholmondeley in the Ferrari. Ferrari versus Mercedes. We know we've seen it in F1. We're seeing it here in GT3. Maybe for 6th and 7th, not like first, 2nd, and 3rd, 4th, or whatever. But we're seeing that now how these cars are faring against each other and how these drivers are faring against each other. Veldman again trying another look at push. Can he go for a late lunge? Can he go for something here? He's not doing anything risky, but Crucifer pulls out to the inside, tries to go late on the brakes against Cholmondeley. Cholmondeley turning in and giving him space, but now gets a poor exit, and now Crucifer with the better traction tries to pull ahead, but Cholmondeley has the inside line. Is he going to be able to get it push defending to the inside as well on Veldman, but not able to get the move as either him or Crucifer. So let's see who's going to be able to come out on front here, but this is some good racing so far in the Hungaroring. So I was told to get my jokes ready and my entertaining commentary ready, but I don't think I need it, because this is all the entertainment we need here. We got several fights going on in the back, so Bremen, Rusman, and Costa all as well doing some work for us, and the remaining Porsche of Jack Mills trying to catch up to Ollie Stryker, who is making up some ground from last position into the point scoring positions here. So everything to play for here. We have yellows, I think. So no, we don't. But yeah, we're still keeping an eye out on these guys here, doing our best. I think Tipsy. Oh, is Tipsy gone off? I think Tipsy had an issue. Yeah, Tipsy is retired. I just realized, so I don't see him. Sorry, I'm just noticing, which is unfortunate. I know he only had a little bit of practice, has been busy with other things, but shame to see for my good dear friend Mr. Tipsy Bob. So last race is in Barcelona. Hopefully that will be a good one for him and the others. So let's see Cholmondeley if he is able to defend here. Veldman, let's see if he is able to attack here. Him and Crucifer are putting immense pressure onto their opposing rivals. Veldman unable to do anything here. Miller's kind of holding it as he is just driving consistently, and the push is kind of just following him along and unable to get past his Veldman, but Cholmondeley as well equally is kind of just driving this very consistently, and Crucifer is unable to find a way through. So both of them showing very good consistency. Push making a few mistakes here and there, but he is recovering very well from them, and as is Cholmondeley, I think. So yeah, Veldman, we see how fast he is, we know how good he is, we see how fast Push is as well, driving, and we see how consistent both of them are. So it is all down to if you cannot crack under pressure here in the Hungaroring. We're 20 minutes or 22 minutes in to our 45-minute race, so we're about halfway through, I think. Yeah, we are halfway through, I believe, in about now. So we shall see who has who is able to hold on longer. So I'm going to try to take a quick look at the chat here. Meanwhile,
we're halfway through.
Yeah, now we're halfway through the race. So, we shall see the stream. I'm going to take a quick look to see how things are going. So apparently Tipsy had some issues in turn 1, lap 1, unfortunate. Hello Joel, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see what we have here. Crucifer now very close to the back of Cholmondeley here. Can he get a good run here? He's going to try and pull out, but he's going to wait a bit here. Is he going to have a look on the brakes? Veldman little bit far back, but let's see. Crucivar might try and send it down the inside. Cholmondeley does not yield and does not fall for his trick. He kind of tries to scare him offline, a similar tactic to what Nico was doing here, but this is not what Crucivar wants, because Cholmondeley is driving very well at the moment, just holding it, as I said. So again, nothing happening. So perhaps Timo was right. I know this is kind of not what we want, as Novak is making a bit of a mistake, or he's falling off, because look who is catching him now. That is Timo catching up and wanting this race win. So the gap was, I believe it was like 4 seconds. Now it is almost 2 seconds. So Timo is starting to get a move on it here. So wanting to, like I said, he wants to close this out in style. Milos is 7 seconds back. As oh, down the inside, maybe no, into the chicane. Veldman has a look, but not able to do it because push again is slow out there. Veldman very fast to this middle sector. Oh, he goes off. No, never mind. No. I'm sorry. Okay, so that was just lag. A little bit of lag. Sorry. It was bound to happen any time, so I was waiting for it. So these guys are very fast at the moment, or Veldman and Crucivar, but not able to break the consistency of their opposing rivals. We see some fighting going on in the background here. So Hill Shaw might have made a bit of a mistake. Christian Stryker gets past him for P9. Van der Hudding now, or actually no, this is how it was before. Sorry. Can see some fighting going on there in the back, but right now, look at this. Veldman right on the back of Push here, and Crucivar as well is right on the back of Cholmondeley. Is this enough now? I don't think it is. Look at the straight line speed, but this might actually be enough. He pulls to the inside. Can he make this move stick? No, he can't, because Push holding his line there, but now gets a good exit. Veldman trying to get a better exit as well, but is unable to do it because he's just Push just driving very consistently still, and has the superior straight line speed, it seems, as well. So Veldman still not getting impatient as well. I'm going to hand this to both of them. This is very good racing between both of them. Cholmondeley as well, holding on beautifully with Crucivar. Light Cruiser not able to catch up, but Christian Stryker on the back of him. So let's see Rusman as well on there's fighting going on back here. Costa Taurus falling back a bit there. Christian Stryker now on the back of this. This is a big fight here. Oh, Shaw has gone off a bit. So yeah, he's fallen off. That's what's happening there. So he has made either a mistake or somebody pushed him off. I didn't see what happened there. So unfortunate for that. Let's keep an eye out here. Look at this. He is all over the back of him. Veldman trying to still scare him offline. Push is not yielding. He knows what he has to do. He is still just holding it. But Veldman's going to have to get all he can out of these final corners. So let's see. Oh, he goes a bit wide there. He goes a bit wide. That's going to compromise him on the exit there. So Veldman might actually be on the back of him. Let's see if this is enough. Let's see. Tight in and then wide on the exit. Let's see. Can he widen it there? It's a bit off, but he might be able to get it. Look at the run here. But look at the straight line speed. It's not enough. He's very, very slow compared to Push. Push is holding it. Might be different wings. Let's see if Veldman can send it, but still just trying to scare him. Not working. As Sohail Shah has a drive-through penalty for the accumulated warnings, I believe. So as well, Crucivar not able to get past Veldman now. Might have a look down the inside. Is he going to be able to do it? No, he's not. So still trying to scare him, but trying to find his way through. Not able to do it, as there's Sohail Shah into the fifth, I think, for his drive-through. So still unable to make it work. And now these guys are catching up. So this is a four-man train now for the battle for fourth. So all to play for here. Light Cruiser is far off the back of that train. So Bremen, Rusman, Costa, and Taurus all far off the back of this. But look at this now. He is all over the back of the Lexus is Taurus. So everything to play for here for all of these drivers in their respective fights. So as they approach the run to turn one, see what he's able to do. Oh, is he gonna send it up the inside? That is not smart. Okay, he may have just outbroke himself a bit there. So luckily nothing happening there. Ollie Stryker holding his back. His brother having a better race than him at the moment, but that's because he started up more. So Ollie Stryker driving very well to try and make up some ground. So let's see. Veldman. So, oh no! They make contact! So he tries to send it off the inside. He's blown this wide open, and that is Veldman unfortunately making a mistake and out of that contention there for P4. So now he's in P7, I think. Yeah. So, how unfortunate. I don't know whose fault that was, but they have to take avoiding action there. So Crucivar, Cholmondelli trying to fight this, but look at the straight line speed of that Mercedes holding the Ferrari at bay. But look at this defense. This is very good racing, hard racing here going on. Around the outside goes Crucivar, but unable to make it work here and gets compromised. And that might just be not the line he needs. So Cholmondelli holding it on his own as well. So Push falling back. So I don't know whose fault that was. I didn't see if Push turned it on him or if Veldman made a mistake, sent it on him. I am uncertain. So that is a big shame for Veldman, P7. But he is only 3 seconds off the back of, or Likers is 3 seconds behind him. So this might be P7 still. So mistakes happen, unfortunately. So he will just have to try and catch back up. We know how fast he is. So he can potentially fight these guys again. He got past Cholmondelli once. He can potentially do it again. So 4 seconds only is the gap. So let's see how good the aero is in his car. But Tim Novak pulling that gap back again to 2.4. This is still not safe, as I mentioned. So right now, Timo will be the champion. So let's see if Cholmondelli can hold on here. This is starting to rest up a bit here, but I am trying to keep eyes on things here. Sorry for switching over so many times, but Bremen and Rusman as well fighting it out. I'm trying to keep an eye on these gaps is what I'm doing. So I don't think Rusman's able to catch him in the Aston Martin here against the Lexus. I don't know if the Lexus has a good straight line speed or not, but right now Veldman already pulling 3/10 back as oh dear. My screen cut the black there for a minute, so okay, we're still good. So Mearsman into the pits, Crucivar, Cholmondelli, and Push all on the back of each other. Now Cholmondelli might be able to fight this where Haggard was, or where Veldman was unable to with the straight line speed of that Mercedes. So let's see if Push is able to defend. Cholmondelli might try and be more aggressive here, try and force more mistake there as Crucivar 6 his nose in, does not have anything of it. So Veldman trying to catch back up to the ground, catch back up and make up the ground he lost. So there's a lot of fighting going on here for the battle for 4th place. Melos is gone, and so is Timo. So this is good for Novak's position in the championship for P2. Of course, that fight is still going on. So right now, under a 10th still, nothing happening in it. So Vanderhutting is falling back a bit as well, so Veldman does have the pace. He's still 3.2 now only. It was 4 seconds at one point. Now it's coming down. If these guys keep fighting as well, it is not going to end well. So Push as well fallen off the back of Milos by a lot, so this is looking good for them. So let's see, gonna hold a good haul of points. I believe the Constructors is already over and they have won it, so fantastic job to them, Melos and Timo. So let's see if Cholmondelli can hold on, but right now Crucivar is still all over the back of him. Is he gonna, but now Cholmondelli has a bit of protection here. So let's see what can happen here. Push on the back of him. Veldman still catching up to this gaggle. This is 3 cars here. Battle for 4th place. Is Crucivar gonna send it down the inside? No, he's not. He's gonna have a look, try and go a little bit wide and try and maximize his exit here, but he might have made a bit of a mistake there because that was not the best exit. So Push holding on still. So let's see. Rusman having a look here now at Bremen, not able to make anything happen there. So Hungarian has kind of, so to say, left us hanging, but we still have some fighting going on here. This is still good racing to watch as Cholmondelli tries to have a look down the inside of Push, going into the tight, twisty second sector, but again, not going to happen there. So just they just all have to hold ground for now and stick with it as Crucivar trying to find his way through and muscle his way through some lap time through these fast chicanes, or the slow chicanes. Veldman trying to make some ground up as well still, as Crucivar has a look on Cholmondelli, trying to scare him, but nothing happening there. But as we approach the end of the second sector here, Push just holding on, showing no signs of cracking under the pressure here. So this is probably, he's been used to this all race, and there's only 11 minutes left, so nothing happening for him yet. So, or nothing, he's not yielding yet. So we'll see if Sean Mandelli has something to say about that. We'll see if Cruiser has anything to say about that. We'll see if Haggard has anything to say about that later on, or if these three can hold it and make this work for them. So let's see Sean Mandelli trying to find his way, but not able to make the move here. Is he going to send it down the inside? He is not, and Crusovar as well is not going to be able to do it, but does try and get the exit that he wants out the corner there of turn 1, but unable again to get it proper enough to get the move, or get a move done. So such is the nature of the Hungaroring, but Crusovar trying to find his way around the outside here, and Sean Mandelli just chops him off, holds his racing line. Very well done. So not yielding again, both of them. But Crusovar now might have a look up the inside, just trying to scare him more than anything. You can see just muscling him through these corners. But Sean Mandelli is really not yielding, so this is good racing. But he might actually yield here. Crusovar finds his way around down the inside here, going into turn 5 or turn 6, I think it is. And is he going to be able to yield? No, but that turns back to the inside for Sean Mandelli. But they're still wheel to wheel through the second sector here, not yielding, side by side through the SSN. Crusovar gets the move done finally after so much time. But Sean Mandelli might not want to give that up so easily, but Veldman is on the back now. So that is beautiful racing between the two of them. And that is some good, hard racing. So Crusovar now is going to be trying to get back, or up to Push now, who has made some time away with that. Sean Mandelli has got Veldman back on his tail for the second time of this race, as he was in the beginning. So let's see if Veldman can make this one stick, and if I can actually catch it on camera this time. So, coming into the final corner, into turn 1, into the final turn, up to the start-finish straight. Let's see if Veldman can manage to get past here. Let's see if Sean Mandelli is going to be able to hold him off. You've seen how fast he is in a straight line, but let's see Veldman having a look, but unable to do anything there. Yes, as Sean Mandelli holds it, but let's see if Veldman can get the good exit he needs. Does get a good one, but I don't know if this is enough. But yeah, that is not enough here. Veldman trying to find a way, but unable to. So Crusovar finding his way back up to the rear of Push. So we have 8 minutes, so that's about 3 or 4 laps, I think. 4 or 5 maybe. So up front for the championship, 2 seconds now. Timo might start pushing now. We do know the tire wear is fairly hefty here, of course. So let's see. He has just been kind of holding his own Novak as well. So I'm sure both of them aren't really doing much with each other here, as Timo finds 3/10 there. That. So let's see what these other intervals can give us. Not really much, so let's keep with this one. 11 seconds though is the gap from P3 to P2, so Melos not really able to keep up with his teammate. So Push Crusovar now. Crusovar on the back of him. Let's see if Crusovar is going to be able to they're going to be the one to be able to get this, but as we see, Veldman is still all over the back of Joel Mandelli, trying to make up ground for what Push and him have, unfortunately, when he and Push unfortunately came together, making up the ground from that bit of a mistake or whatever happened there. 7 minutes to go, just under 8 minutes, I mean. Let's see if Veldman has a good enough run here in the Aston Martin. See the straight line speed, though, it is not enough. So he needs a very good run if he wants to get, or be able to go, but late on the brakes here. And he's going to try and get onto the power earlier, try and find the arrow in, but look at this, Crusovar on the back of Push is going to try and send it around the outside, late on the brakes, here he goes. Push on the inside though, this is going to turn to the inside, but yeah, Push holding the racing line, trying to find his way though, is Crusovar, but not able to do it there. He's got to lift off, and that is Push holding the position. So, nothing happening yet. So this is all to play for here, as I said. These four are all fighting very hard. Van der Hutting, Christian Stryker falling off the back here of him. So, the back, Bremen, Costa, Dan Ruzen, Stryker, and we see Osterholm and Mills were fighting it out there. I think Mills got back at him, so 14th for him. Go back to the fight here. I know there's a lot to keep an eye out on, but trying our best here. Let's see, amazing overtake on Crucifer. Agreed, that was beautiful racing. Probably one of the best I've seen in ACC so far. But Crucifer now showing so much pace. He is all over Push as well for P4. So let's see who's going to be able to get the moves done here. We do see Push is struggling a lot now with pace. So tries to have a look here on the inside of the final corner. Are they going to make contact? No, Push just holding it. So let's see. Put him offline though. That might have been what he needs in this slipstream. But look, Push with the straight line speed. But this is a good run. Coming onto the back straight here. He's going to pull out early. I wouldn't have pulled out that early. He's going to send it on the inside. Here he goes. Push turning in, but giving him space. Let's see, as he gets it there on the inside, Push yields a bit. And that is the move done going into turn 2. But is Push going to fight this back down the inside? No, he's not. Crucifer fighting it up for P4. So fantastic job to him. Putting in another brilliant overtake. So drive-throughs for Oli Striker and Mills. So I don't see what's happened there. I think they might have gone off tracks, but that is P4 for Crucifer now in the Ferrari, splitting the Aston Martin, or breaking up the Aston Martin 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's see, Veldman falling off the back as well, though, starting to lose some pace here on Cholmondeley. So let's see if Cholmondeley now can equally get the pace on Push, because he has been struggling now. So. And that might be a morale hit to the morale. Of course, we know that losing a position is not fun in any racing car. So let's see if he's feeling some pressure. So 22 laps into this race. Now somebody has made an error, and that is Tim Novak. Look who is on his tail. The last person he wants to see, and that is Timo Brown. So I have to keep an eye out on this. This might be the battle for the lead and the championship pretty much over at the moment already for Tim Novak, because Timo is not in the position he wants. So if they come together. Timo has to keep it clean. I don't know, I mean, I shouldn't say that because I know Tim Novak is not going to do anything, but let's see if Timo is not going to do anything either, because we know Timo does not want to risk anything and go for a move and have it not work out for himself by making an error or going in too deep. So needing P8 only. I know the gap is massive, but you never know. So let's see, Timo trying to put more pressure onto Novak. Those tires might be dying in the final stages. So Timo kind of held his own and now is fighting it. So, see, Push falling off the back of Crucifer. Cholmondeley holding off Veldman more. But Veldman getting a good run on the back of, Veldman getting a good run on the back of turn 1, but not able to do anything. So Crucifer still kind of taking off. So Timo is still just hassling him through the second sector, and of course no overtaking. So let's see if he is able to find it. I don't know if the gaps are right. That's 2 tenths. I think it's a little bit more than that right now. See it update in a bit, I think. Yeah, it's half a second right now. So let's see how Timo approaches the third sector here. Slow in, fast out, trying to get on the power as early as he can. Veldman on the back of Cholmondeley. Cholmondeley is trying to get on the back of Push. So let's see. We're going to see this fight go down first. So I'm confident there will be no overtaking there, as I think Push might have made a bit of a mistake here. But let's see, Tim Novak holding his own right now. Timo not able to do anything. We know he wants to win this race on track, so we have about 2 more laps of this race to go here. So on the brakes here, feeding his way through turn 1 is Timo. Let's see the helicam follow the 2 race leaders and championship contenders, and see how Veldman follows up on Cholmondeley, because he is starting to feel the pressure. So I think things might be stable. I don't know if they're going to be able to make anything happen here, but Schuzman starts to serve his drive through. Costa will gain a position here. I think Freeman holding on to P10. So the gap is now barely under 2 tenths, or barely under. It's 2/10 over. I mean, as Timo is starting to put immense pressure on. He's probably gonna only have one more lap to do it. So the next lap around will be the final lap. So let's see who's able to make this work. Who's got the bigger muscles? Who's gonna have the wider car? Who's going to make this move done? Because Push is under immense pressure for P5 and has just been holding on the whole race, only losing out there to Krusvar. So we'll see if Timo can have a look here on the final lap of this race. So, here we go now. This is going to be all or nothing here for Timo. If he wants to, he's probably not going to want to risk it, but he's going to want to get this win in style. Let's see if he can do it on the final lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix, where he will, if nothing drastic happens, he will be the champion of the first season of 2SRL Assetto Corsa Competizione. He has got a run here, but it might not be enough. The gap is there. He's going to have a look, but not going to be able to do anything there. Tim Novak knows exactly what he is doing, but gets a very good exit, Timo. Let's see if he's able to make anything of it. And Tim Novak is not cracking under pressure either. Let's see if these guys are going to crack under pressure as well. Nobody having it yet. Veldman might have to go for a last-minute lunge here, but he is not within a distance of doing it. So Timo as well is not within it. So we will see. Oh, that's too far back. We'll see who's got the bigger muscles. As I said, 3/10 now. There's not really much of an overtaking place to do, or not much of a place to overtake here. Krusvar has already caught onto the back of Milos as well for the last podium. Rusin gets unfortunately disqualified because he did not serve that drive-through. So Milos has got to drive a wide Aston Martin if he wants to hold on to that. Krusvar has been absolutely rapid all race, and now showing his pace here. Chalmandelli and Veldman all over the back of him. This is all to play for here. Push just holding it on. But right now, in the front, I don't think this is anything in it for Timo. He has not really taken the risks because he does not need to. And this is what it's all about in a championship fight. You do not need to take risks. You do not need to be the one winning every race. You just need to be consistent and you just need to be clean. And he has shown that today and shown all season why he is the one, and why he is number one right now. So, crossing the line to win this race, of course, as down the inside goes Krusvar on Timo, or on Milos, on nothing happening in there. Tim Novak crosses the line to win, but your first 2SRL Assetto Corsa Competizione champion is Timo Brown for the win here in Blitzsieg Racing Aston Martin as he wiggles across the line. Fantastic job to him. Fantastic job all season. Congratulations, Timo. Right now, Milos holds on with all his might for P3. Push holds on with all his might for P5 on track. Krusvar driving fantastically, getting P4. Chalmandelli and Veldman taking P6 and 7 respectively. Van de Hudding here is P5. Krusvar with a fantastic race, I must say, catching up absolutely rapidly. So whatever happened in the beginning, I don't know if he messed up the quali, but here's Timo doing some donuts, some championship donuts for us, and that is our man, our driver's champion of the world here, as Push also doing some donuts here, celebrating with him. So I'm gonna speak some Italian here, even though I'm not Italian. Grande mille, Timo, grande per tutto, grazie mille, grande lavoro, tutti la squadras. You are a lion, sei un leone, grande, fantastic job to you. Krusvar, I must give some big commiserations to. That guy was insane. I have not seen much of him in that Ferrari, but driving incredibly as well. So that is your race, and that is the ACC penultimate round. We have one more race to go. So Timo, du bist Weltmeister. I'm gonna bring him in for an interview. So we will try and bring up the interview screen here. So that is a race. That was actually a lot more insane than I thought it would be. Slash says, du bist Weltmeister. So I'm gonna bring in our driver's champion here in a minute. So let's see if we can do this here. Let's see. So I'm gonna try and warn him because I don't want him to do this. So, let's have him prepared here. I'm gonna warn him here. So bring him into this chat here. And now I'm gonna bring him into the next one. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is your first season champion, Timo Brown. Timo, sei un leone, vinto Hungary. So fantastic to you. You are the champion of the world here in Assetto Corsa Competizione. How do you feel?
You're fired. And you, there was a specific reaction that I wanted, but I didn't get it. So
I know. I said it in. I already said it. That's why I was gonna say Du bist Weltmeister.
Wow! You're not fired. You get to keep your job until October. That is.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that was quite the ride.
It would have been nice to see the win, to see the fight. We saw it come down to the wire there, though. So you did fantastic all season. You did great all race. You just drove fantastically. Did what you needed. It was absolutely beautiful to watch. You have been all consistent all season. You have been fantastic all season, and you deserve this. So congratulations to you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. That was I'm very happy that I I mean, so like going into this race, it was like fairly obvious what the goal was, and that's like finish P8. And considering my worst finish so far was a P9, and that was where my car was completely shunted and I had 2 crashes. So I thought, okay, this is just let's just like try and coast home. And then in quali suddenly, like the pace was suddenly there, and it went more than half a second quicker. I believe, yeah, 8/10 quicker than I went in practice. And suddenly found myself on the front row, and then I realized, okay, wait, I'm gonna change my mind. I'm going to try to win this, but Novak's pace, man,
He
he
was
was
yeah, he was
really
fantastic.
rapid. That was I don't like. I think I was more consistent through the race, but I'm gonna say that it's probably set up because I mean a driver like Novak doesn't like suddenly forget how braking or turning works in the middle of a race. So I assume his tires fell off a cliff, because like after some like his times over the whole race ranged had like a well like at their quickest 5/10 faster than my quickest, and at their lowest 5/10 slower than my lowest. So he was like operating in a very high range, and I think his tires just died. So in the end, it got really close, and I thought maybe I can do something, but I only had two laps to try and even look for a gap. But it's Hungarian, and I mean, I don't know. I heard I saw quite a lot of yellow flags, and I just thought, oh yeah, Hungarian overtake.
Yeah. I
So
mean, you told me to have my jokes ready. This was actually a lot more exciting when you go back and watch the stream. There was a lot of
oh,
fighting, a
that's
lot
great.
of defense from some of these guys, a lot of great defensive driving, some brilliant moves from some people. So, uh,
Some.
some people, some, yeah.
Well,
You didn't
so
dodge the bullet there. But I mean, for the final race, I know we is not much to play for. I think both championships are sealed now, right?
I think they might very well be. I think Miller said something like 70 points is it, and Blitzy can gain Blitzy, and 008 can gain 45 next time. So just because we didn't lose many, I don't think we lost any points on them. I think we were actually dead even. So with that, I think the championship is over there as well. So I'm like
Oh, okay,
very
so
happy.
there we go. Okay, so I was wrong. So it is over. So there you
Mhm.
go. Constructors and drivers champions in the first season. So fantastic.
Yeah, it's great, and also I want to like a special thank you to Milos because I mean I thought in Nürburgring, if I'm gonna be like brutally 100% honest, I thought his setup was like okay. He spent a really he spent so much time on that thing, and then it gave me like 3/10, which is I mean that's good. 3/10 quick is of course great. But like I thought it wasn't anything that would move the world or anything. But the Hungary setup, I did some practice at the start of the week. Was like yeah a week ago basically, and I was like okay in that. I was well adrift Milos and Hagrid, and then today he gave me the setup. I hopped on the server and I was suddenly on pace. And I think like his setup really made that car into an absolute beast because it could finally like I told him during the race that it went from being a car that's impossible to lose control with to a car that you can lose control with, but it's super easy to catch. So you could actually like push through the entire race without feeling restricted at all. So I want to give him a massive thank you for that setup. That was great.
Yeah,
And
let's
he's
bring.
actually like really good for it, considering that it's his second one. So
I'm gonna bring him in. So, Melos, you are constructors champion. Fantastic job. Congratulations.
Finalmente, guys, finalmente.
Finalmente. Okay,
Ah,
so I'm gonna move some here. So we were just saying that you guys have been the ones to beat. You guys have been a great duo in the championship here. You guys drove fantastically, so congrats to you on the constructors. I know it's not the drivers championship fight you wanted, but this was still a great result for both of you. So you held on to Kruzvar at the end there very well, and big props to you. So good racing from you. Congrats, you were gone from the gaggle there until Kruzvar caught up rapidly. So
yeah. Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. I guess Push and Veld started fighting a bit, and then I think Veld got the kill.
yeah, I saw.
But
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
yeah, it was tough. I didn't know what to expect at all. But yeah, I'm happy enough with the podium. Really, been a
Yeah,
few bad results recently, so I'm happy enough to get a decent one. Especially
yeah, it
since I think
was.
it
Yeah.
wasn't really easy going either.
So I know you have not had the win, but next race is the one. So I'm certain. I'm certain of it. So especially if we do some some team orders on the other guy. But anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, yes, give P1 Beamer. But anyways, congratulations to both of you, ladies and gentlemen. If we can get a pog in the chat for your drivers
Hard.
champion for Timo Brown.
Absolute pog.
A big pog in the chat, gamers, for him. He is Weltmeister. So
Finalmente.
finalmente,
Dankeschön.
danke. So great job to you guys. So I'm gonna pull you guys out here. So let's put them back there, and now I'm gonna interview one more person, my driver of the day. Hello Sanix, congratulations, or Mr. Krusvar.
Yeah, hello.
You drove.
Thank you.
That pace you had at the end was absolutely insane, and your
Oh,
overtakes were absolutely nuts. So you were
I
driving the stream nuts, and we all enjoyed it. Great job to you.
thanks a lot.
So
It was weird. I felt like I had a lot more quality pace that I could have gotten out, but I messed up a couple of laps. So I think I started 8th or something.
yeah, I think it was
And
around there.
the start was messy and all, and then I got overtaken by a couple of slower cars. So getting all the way there, I had to catch up first to people, and then when you're fighting, I don't know if Bosch and Martika had any damage because it felt like I caught up to them really slow, really fast.
They
But
were. I
that
think they were
last,
good. Yeah, they were
I
just
think
like
the last 10
slowish.
minutes of the race, I was just zoned out completely. Just I could before the race, I forgot to close my other monitor, and I had like Steam messages on and
Ah,
Facebook messages on, and I
yeah.
was getting the messages during the race. And I was just so mad because I didn't want to like mess it up because I knew I had pace to get somewhere. But yeah, the last lap on Martika when or Posh, I don't know who it was in P. I don't know anymore, but I just said it's all or nothing. I had enough gap that if I would have spun him by accident, I would have let him go past. But I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I'm gonna go. I think I had one more warning that I could get, so I was like, I know I have better pace through these corners because my straight line speed was non-existent. So I just tried to send it in the last sector, went a bit wide, went side by side, went on the grass a bit, but then I couldn't stick it to the end. But it was a really fun race, and everyone raced really well. It was super fun.
Yeah, it was great watching you, like the whole 4 car train there, seeing you just basically make your way through, not crack under pressure, put the pressure on. Your racing, your racecraft was phenomenal today. So the stream and all of us here were watching and really appreciative of it because we like to see clean.
Yeah,
Not only do we like to see good racing, we like to see clean racing, and when you do both, it's always a
yeah,
great thing to watch. So you did fantastic, and thank you for that, and congrats
yeah,
as
no
well.
problem. Considering most of my races this season ended in mistakes or crashes, and I think my first race in Monza, I would have been able to get P3, and I hit a curve and spun out. And
Aw.
ever since then, I was just on a downfall, and I was not really in the mood to race at all. I just did it because I wanted to, but not really. I didn't want to practice, but now I finally got back into it. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
all
try
about
again
consistency. Remember,
Barcelona.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have one last race to do to get another good result, and I think seeing today, I think you have a very good shot at another good
Yeah.
result in Barcelona. So
Yeah.
thank you for the interview. Congrats again. Enjoy the result.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you. See ya. Goodbye.
So that is it for our championship fight, but that's not it for us here in ACC because we do have one more round, and we won't be gone for long. I don't think. I think we're only taking like a few weeks off of ACC. So yeah, I don't know the dates. I will have them next week for you guys, but and potentially some different commentary stuff and all that. We're gonna work on improving the stream and all that. But congratulations again to Timo. Congratulations to Blitzig, Ashton Martin Racing. Congratulations to him and Milos. So double champion. And let's see if Timo can fight and continue this streak. I mean, and Tim Novak can continue the streak, and the fight for P2 is still there, so there's still stuff to play for that we're going to be keeping an eye on, and just things in general. It'll always be some exciting racing if you want to check that out. Just nothing in it. It'll be great. So be sure to tune into that. Thank you all for watching. If you haven't already, as I said before, take the like button and just smash it. So thank you all for watching. I am It's Triton, your commentator, and I will see you guys all Monday. Wednesday we have Tier 3 SLR, and I think we have and then Tier 2 SLR, where there is a championship fight with a certain Timo as well. So let's see if he can do the double crown, so to speak, GT3 and F1 championship. He is fighting his teammate there, Satoshi. So tune in for that. There is only 2 more rounds in it for SLR Tier 2. And then Tier 1 SLR, we also have another championship fight between, I believe it's Julian and Copy for the Tier 1 crown. And then 2 SRL as well. In Brazil, we have another fight there. Again, Julian and my fellow American driver, Some Idiot. So there are plenty of championship fights here as we approach the end of this league racing season. Be sure to tune in, and once again, I am It's Triton, and I will see you guys all next time. So thank you for tuning in.